How you doing, everyone? I hope your Saturday is nice outside compared to here in Iowa. I don't know. There was a storm thing coming here. It said for the last couple days and before the end of the week about some kind of weather event. And I slept all of Saturday. I woke up late Saturday night, went outside to have a cigarette, and everything's all crunchy and slippery and covered in ice everywhere. Um, I just went outside here a little bit ago, and now it's kind of foggy. I don't get it, but yay, welcome to winter. I kind of wish it's over, and it just kind of started. Um, so I've posted a lot of shorts of some of my videos and vehicles and basically random stuff whenever I just decide to, and I kind of thought I would like to go through and show some of my old school vintage vehicles I had growing up in the 90s when I was not a teenager yet, and probably in my, I don't know, 12 years old or something like that. Yeah, I'm 46 now, so there you go. But these are basically my survivor vehicles, and I actually have a lot more than I thought I had. They're all pretty much from the early 90s. Maybe some are before the 90s, but yeah, I don't know. I figured, why not? Kind of cool to see some older stuff. I wish I had some older things like red lines and those kind of vehicles, or actually even wish nowadays I had a super treasure hunt vehicle, which I can never find anywhere. But um, start off here with this I showed recently. This is my dump truck, and I've had this since the early 90s. I think this is 1979 on the bottom. Yeah, 1979. Somehow this managed to not get dirty, not get dinged up, not get abused or scratched or paint chipped. The axles have kind of a little twang to them. But other than that, it's pretty heavy. It still looks brand new. Um, I did have one that was all beat up that I got from somebody. Pretty much the same exact model and truck, but there's said Caterpillar like molded in the metal itself, and I don't know if it was a licensing deal with Hot Wheels or what, but I bet if I still had it and it looked like this shape, it'd probably be worth a lot of money because, yeah, I think it was some kind of licensing deal they had with Caterpillar, but I know that kind of happened in the last couple of years or so with Ferrari, and they're not having license to Ferrari vehicles, so Hot Wheels really hasn't made much anything new for Ferrari at all. But yeah, it's pretty nicely an example, and I'm surprised because yeah, it's a dump truck, so they're usually always dirty and always dinged up and made to haul dirt and rocks and everything whatnot. Not supposed to look clean, but somehow I managed to keep this thing new looking for like 30 plus years. So, yeah, my dump truck. And another utility looking vehicle I have is this Oshkosh snowplow. Of course, upside down, yay. What did it say, 1988? 1983. Yeah, 1983 Oshkosh snowplow. But yeah, this thing's all metal on metal. I'm surprised it's not beat up either. Had a couple of these when I was a kid, and this is the only one I have left. It's pretty close to perfect. I mean, I noticed a few little probably chips in it maybe. But the only plastic on this vehicle is the snowplow itself and the four tires. Other than that, it's just all metal. I think even the seat is made of metal. Yeah, there's a chip right in the side there. And the paint didn't get painted all the way in there, I noticed in the back. But yeah, this thing's heavy. And I'm surprised it's not all beat up looking also. But yeah, I've had this since the early 90s. Maybe before, I'm not sure. I've had it forever, but it's still a nice looking old school example. This is one I got. I don't know if I got it in a set or if it came with other vehicles or what, but this is a Combat Medic 20th anniversary gold truck, delivery truck, Combat Medic. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's got a plastic bottom on it, and it says 76 on the bottom. Yeah, 1976. But I don't know if I got this in like the 80s or the 90s. It's like a Zamac, but it's gold. So I don't know if they like metal, whatever you call it. Yeah, whatever. Electrolysis. But yeah, the door's still open in the back. I remember I used to always like shove little figurines in there and money and weird stuff. But it's even gold on the inside. But yeah, I can't remember if this is supposed to be like a single vehicle you get with a couple pack or what, or if this came in a set. But somehow I still have it. It's just crazy thinking this is the 20th anniversary, and I can't even think of where in the 50s or almost 60s we are on Hot Wheels nowadays. But yeah, it's old. Not too bad. It's got some play, but not chipped really. It's it's been played with though. I did show this off too. This 65 Mustang convertible, which is cool because it has the opening hood, which I wish they made mainline vehicles with opening moving parts nowadays, and they don't. And not even the premiums have moving parts usually. Yeah, 1983 in the bottom. I like that it has this metallic blue paint and also the white wall looking tires with the white temples on the side. And I did notice that a red one that I had that was similar to this, but just red paint. The windshield was busted on it, but you can just pop these seats out just by pulling up in the back and removing them, which I thought was kind of weird. But safety in the 80s and 90s, I guess. Whatever. If you've been there, you know. But yeah, I'm glad it survived. It's pretty cool looking. Johnny G has one of these and made a short on it also, and I've had this forever. And it didn't have a name in the bottom. Street Beast, I think, is what he said it's called. I guess it went through two different names. Yeah, I think this is 1990 on there. But I always just thought it was kind of a weird looking. It reminded me of like a mint ice cream kind of car because of that mint green looking color with the white. I don't know if it's like a Studebaker or what it is. It's just, I don't know if it's like a fantasy casting from the 90s or what, but it still looks brand new and definitely old, but I don't know. I still hung on to it. I couldn't really remember if I liked this car or not when I was growing up, but somehow I hung on to it. This is my 80s Formula Firebird. I don't know if this is a McDonald's car, like a Happy Meal car or what. Not really sure. I've seen it in videos, but yeah, I'm not sure if this was like a Hot Wheels McDonald's Happy Meal car or what, but It says 1982 in the bottom, so this is when they first started making like this third generation of Pontiac Firebird or Trans Am. And I've made a little rant about it before because I noticed all these third gen cars, they always label them wrong. Like it says formula, but it doesn't have a cowl induction hood like it's supposed to have on it. And then I see the Trans Am ones like the 87, I think it's or an 84, whatever the newer one is, they made a couple different colors of. But it says Trans Am on it, but it has the wrong hood. But yeah, this still looks almost brand new. And it's old. And then I have this one in this metallic blue color. And it has the Hot Wheels logo on the windshield, which is cool and different. But I didn't notice this until earlier when I made this video a couple times, but it says made in China. And it says 1982 on it. And I've never seen a Hot Wheels that says made in China ever on it, which is kind of weird. But yeah, this is from probably the early 90s, and it still looks new. I don't really get why there's no wing on this one or the other one. I don't know. My car outside doesn't have a wing on it because I removed it because it sucked. But yeah, I just think it's basically like a Firebird. But I think it's a pretty cool looking example of it. And speaking of another Firebird, I got this old hot bird. Just says Firebird on it. But yeah, this is a cool looking car. And 1977. It says 37 Hot Bird. So I don't know if this is car number 37 in the set or what exactly. But yeah, it has those old school looking rims on there. They almost look like Matchbox wheels. But yeah, it's still in great shape, and I've had it forever. It's crazy. This is one from the DC Comics from Ertl. It says 92 on it. I think it's from like the comics series, but this is a Batmobile, so it's kind of like tuned looking, I guess you would say, because it's made for the comics. So I don't know. It was from a set of them, but yeah, it's still in nice shape from being from 92 or so. And then I have this one from the Batman movie. Danny DeVito and the other guy, I can't remember. Yeah, it says a little 1992 DC Comics on it, but this is from, the Steal the Batmobile car. But it's still like in excellent shape for being as old as it is. And I always thought this was cool. I think it was like the second Batman movie. Michael Keaton, that's his name. But yeah, had this forever also. This is from Matchbox. This is the Oldsmobile Aerotech. This is when they it has a quad 4, so this is like when they try to make like a race supercar from Oldsmobile back in the day. I think it had like a 4-cylinder with turbos on it or something, and I know there's a couple of different variations of it, but yeah, it's pretty cool to have this kind of concept of car as a real car. And even the hood opens up, so it's like a mid-engine design. Can't tell if it says quad 4 on there on the engine or what, but it's pretty cool to have this piece of history still from way back in the day. And 1989. Yeah, Oldsmobile Aerotech. I wonder what they're worth nowadays, if they're even some around. They're probably in museums, honestly. My Ferrari F40. One of my old school cars, but the ugly looking wheels on there. I hate these wheels. I don't know if these are supposed to be the super fast wheels or what, but I never could stand this wheel design. But they've been on it since I bought it. It also has the flip up hood so you can see the engine. It's pretty cool, and it's not all dinged up. I think I got a little hood latch I put in there just so I can make shorts with the hood open. But yeah, this is what, 1988. So yeah, I've had this since probably the early 90s, I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe the 80s. But yeah, still nice except for the goofy looking wheels. But yeah, this is a mainline car, and look at that. My red Porsche 930 Turbo. I've had this since, way back in the day. What's the date on this? No date. Phone don't want to work. 1989. Yeah, metal on metal. Cool looking Porsche, and yeah, still looks brand new. Even though it's probably way old. 35 years old or so. It's crazy. Yeah, awesome. And I guess speaking of Porsche, I just showed this recently too, the 924 up front. I remember buying this and I thought, I don't know why, but I bought it at this hardware store up the street from our old house, and something about it, maybe it's just because it had the Porsche thing on the hood and the colors and everything. But yeah, I thought it was different looking. $1978. So this thing was casted when I was born. I guess JT said it was kind of a rare car. So I'm kind of glad I did buy it, even though I really didn't like it at first, and I still have it. But yeah, it still looks like it's brand new. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was kind of cheap back in the day. I don't know, just something about it. But I still bought it. Don't know why. And I still don't get the rear axle, why it has so much hang on it compared to the front one, which it stays in place. But this one rear axle is like way too big. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, it's cool. It's funny as fuck. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it because it survived, and it survived with a goofy axle. That's probably why I didn't like it. I'm like, this thing looks cheap, and there's cheap freaking axle in the back. I don't know. It's funny, but yeah, it's cool looking now. Now that I'm like 46. This brick, the Shell fuel tanker truck, Peterbilt. We had a lot of these growing up. This thing is heavy. This is about as heavy, or not, heavier than the Oshkosh and the dump truck. This is a brick. This is all metal on metal. It still looks mint. It's kind of weird because it's not a tempo. These are actually like a sticker on both sides that says Shell on there. So it's like a clear sticker, which I'm surprised it's not peeled off or peeling off or destroyed at all. And I remember my brother and I used to always pull these refuelers out and peel them out too far. But yeah, it still has both the fuel nozzles in the back. They're not broken. They're not removed. They're not missing. So that's pretty cool. And what's the date on this beast? Yeah, it's just all metal on metal. I really wish you would focus. 1979. Yeah, there's like barely any plastic for the interior, and then the 6 plastic wheels and these 2 little plastic fuel nozzles in the back, and that's pretty much all the plastic. Other than that, it's all metal on metal. It's crazy and heavy. This is my half-track vehicle. It's had some play and some wear on it. I think I painted the guns, the machine guns on there. I remember these used to always open. I don't know why, but Yeah, they pop open. I don't know why. Let the imaginary dude in and they spin like an aircraft gun. But yeah, it's one of the few military vehicles I had from back in the day that survived. What's the date in the bottom here? 1974. And it's got the little the tread roller wheels in the back there that don't move, but has these dinky little tires in there. They kind of look a little rusted up. It's been played with a lot, but somehow it survived with the weird camo it's got going on there. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Somehow I still have it. I always remember that flipped in. I always used to always mess with that, fidget with that all the time. The front little windscreen with the slotted holes in there. This is my old police car. Really old. Police 123. I can't remember if there was another one like a sergeant's or a sergeant kind of like military looking car that was back in the day. That was all like an olive green. But I was like a military police one or what, but kind of looks similar to this one. 1977. Yeah, this one's a police car that somehow survived back in the day. Surprised it's not all beat up either. It's got some weird flashing going on there by the windshield. There's no post there, but weird. But it's still in pretty good shape, so I like it. And I guess going on with the whole rescue or services, I got this old fire truck. I don't know if it's a fire eater or what the fire eater turned into now today, but it looks pretty close to the fire eater. It does not say fire eater on the bottom. It just says 1970 chrome. I think it says 1978. But yeah, it's still brand new looking, which I'm surprised. This Hot Wheels delivery, I think it's a Ford. Thought it was pretty cool, and yeah, it still looks nice. Yeah, upside down. No, maybe not. 1989. Yeah, pretty cool looking. And I guess since we're gonna get in hot rods, kind of looking cars, I got this one too. Surprised the engine didn't get ripped off or not, but I like the side exhausts on it. I'm sure the interior would probably just pop out on it. Yep, it feels like it does. And the windshield didn't get busted. Pretty cool looking car. Don't know if it says much on it, what it is. Just says 1988 on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love this one. The Shelby Cobra. This thing's had some decades on it. Has the opening hood, which is cool. There's the Cobra on the top. I know there's different variations of this, but 1982 it says. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, metal on metal. And this is probably one of my favorite ones too. And I'm glad it's not beat up. Alright. This is one I found that I had. It had some kind of ugly looking tempo stuff going on with it. It looked 90s on there. Just stuff blotched everywhere on it. All just haphazard looking, just everywhere on there. But it's a classic Beetle. But I did my Expo marker trick and just removed all that stuff on there. So now it's kind of a, I don't know, originally badly painted looking classic Beetle with a metallic purple color on it with red interior. Metal bottom, 1989. And since we'll be into that one, we'll go with this one that is my favorite that I've had forever, the Classic Beetle. I love this red with the white interior and the white yellow looking flames on there, even the flames around the front headlights. This one's pretty cool, and I'm kind of bummed it has that little chip there on the engine hood lever area. But this is also from '89. And my brother had one exactly the same, I found, but his wheels were all dinged up. So, and well, the paint is pretty dinged up also too. So I just decided to swap out his wheels, and I put some M2 wheels on there instead because they look cool and looks better than the wheels that were falling apart on there in the first place. But so now I have one that's a custom and one the original. You can kind of tell why I had the bigger wheels in the back there because it kind of sticks up a little bit, but hey, it kind of rolls again, so I say whatever. Not like it's perfect anyways, but it's still cool and it's still old school. Well, this is from one of the Batman sets. I don't know if it's supposed to be a submarine or what. I can't remember if it's from like the cartoon or one of the movies or what. I looked at the date and I think it says 96, so it's kind of an older one from the 90's, but it survived. I would have been like 18 in 96, but I found it with my stuff, so I figured, yeah, what the heck. And this is one that is cool looking, but I don't think it was from my childhood. I might have got it in the late 90's, but it is the 80's Corvette. It says 1982, but it says 80's Corvette. If you can really read that at all. But yeah, it's metal on metal. It looks pretty old. It's got those weird looking wheels to it. But I like that orange metallic paint with the flames on it. Pretty cool looking. And you got some stuff in the little hatch there. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool looking. I know I have another one that's still carded. So I might have bought it later on in the 90's. But pretty cool. I found this when we were moving. I think this is my brother's, but it is the old school bus. And I'm surprised it's not dinged up and still looks like it's brand new. But yeah, this thing is from 1988. It has some goofy looking axles going on with it too there. At least it's a matching set of goofy axles. But yeah, the old school bus with the funny wheels. This was also my brother's we found moving. A 300ZX, thanks for Matchbox. Well, it's got some weird looking axles too on one end. Yeah, Matchbox and Nissan, a 300ZX, and it says 1990. Yeah, made in China also. Well, that's kind of weird. I never really thought I'd see too many vehicles ever saying China on them. And then this is my brother's ugly looking 90's Miata. I have a red one actually, now that I think about it. I knew I was missing one. We found this when we were moving. This is one of the two versions of the Miata, but it's got the lovely pink seats with the yellow body. Pretty ugly. And this was from 1990 also, I think. Yep, 1990. 1990 ugly looking Miata. But it somehow still looks nice. A little dirty, but yep, I don't know. Now, these are probably some of my favorites that I got that don't make anymore. The California Customs, and I did find part of my stickers from one of these vehicles that are 30 some odd years old now. But yeah, the Shelby Cobra with the awesome opening hood, California Customs on the window. It did come with the rubber tires. I think these are tires I swapped off of my Matchbox, what is it called? World Class vehicles, because they fit right on there. So I put the lighter tires from a world-class Matchbox on this Hot Wheels car. And it also has the goofy-looking bigger axles. I don't know why. That one kind of moves a lot. But yeah, this is like a back-in-the-day Real Rider car from 19... What does it say? 82? Yeah, 1982. It's crazy. But yeah, metal on metal. California Custom. And speaking of the California Customs, this is my 57 Chevy version of one. It's got some cool looking wheels on there. Just plastic tires. But yeah, these things glow in the black light, which is pretty cool. It's kind of weird. It's got the plastic bottom, but it's an old 80s car. It says 76 on the bottom. Dude, there's so much chrome, it's hard to tell. Yeah, I'm thinking it says 76, but yeah, California Customs from the 90s. Pretty awesome. And I like that the engine sticks out with the intake stacks on there. And this is my Soul Air. This is probably one of my favorites also from the California Customs. I did have a lot of these from the main lines, but not anymore. Yeah, the Soul Air mid-engine pops open. It does go in a black light, which is pretty cool, but 1983. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite cars that is kind of like a fantasy model. It kind of reminds me of the Wraith in a way, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I decided to unwrap my vehicles and my jammers to show basically some of the Survivor cars that I've had since I was, I don't know, pre-teen to now in my 46s, and yeah, how well and somehow I managed to keep them nice and new looking, even though they're old enough to have kids themselves. But I don't know. I just wanted to make more videos so then I can remix it into a short and add music and whatever, basically. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments about my long, ranting, rambling video of my vintage vehicles that I still have that look brand new that somehow I managed to keep nice. I don't know how. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed my long, old school video of vehicles that I still have. And yeah, I just can't believe I still have these. But I have too much stuff as it is. So if you haven't noticed already. But yeah, thanks for watching. And leave a comment and all that stuff. And let me know which one you like or dislike. And what you think about these. And anything, basically. But thanks.